Why don't we just do today? Today, we can do today. How late do you stay up?
Yeah.
Oh, we're live. How late do you stay up?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on the air. You're on broadcast. 10, 11. Depends on the energy. If it lets me go to sleep.
So that's 12 or 1 my time. Okay, let's talk tonight. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Here, let me tag you. They're coming in. Let's see. Edit. Delia. Flores.
Well, hello everyone watching. This is the Wizarding Hour.
The Wizarding Hour.
The Wizarding Hour. You don't have to let your hair down.
Marcel Bose is in the house. Long time no see. Robert Evans. Hang on, Robert. Hang on, let me send Robert a message. Keep going. Open up the show.
I hope everyone's doing well and celebrating their solstice however they feel guided to. It's been a very quite interesting energy since the 18 leading up to the solstice. Something definitely changed. Something really shifted.
When?
Quite honestly. And it's like, I think it began on the 18, 19, definitely, just yesterday. And that the energies are feeling creative. It's really potent right now. It's like the new rebirth all over again and all over again. It happens in every section, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. It really is interesting.
No doubt. A lot of people, what's going on? Adam Marquez, Shakti Sirius, Bruce is in the house. Desley Lineker, Donna Owens. See, Marcel's pretty lit. I've known her for a few years. Hang on, let me get this up here. Hey, there's Hung. Hung, we're going to talk about Soulogy Fest. I sent you a link, by the way. Marcel, still flattened by the energies around flu and earache abundant. Yeah, there's a lot of physical symptoms. A lot of people having different. Hey, Holly Caddy, I got your email. I'll reply to you in the next 24 hours.
That's the thing, though. It actually came out as infection, and it started with hay fever. Now, having had that for quite some time, even during COVID time, the lockdowns and everything, I didn't have anything until recently, and then it just kind of blew up. And it's a sinus infection, and I know a couple people that have come down with COVID that never contracted COVID. So this is interesting, though. But me and them have been talking because it's correlating in the energies. But really, it's like a really deep clean slating happening.
Yeah, I know.
A really deep clean slating for a lot of people. And it's kind of wild. I mean, I'm still kind of figuring out, like, where the fuck I had another soul walkout. I call those soul walkouts, where I felt like kind of shelly during that process, but I was fully aware what was going on.
Wait, let's test Robert's mic. Test mic.
Robert. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. So what do
Can you hear me? No?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. You can
I can't see Delia though.
You should be able
to.
You should be able to adjust your screen to have them all up there. Yeah.
Oh, really? We can do that?
Delia,
I can only see.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I can't see you. It's probably because we're on our devices, and it's all right. I can hear you perfectly fine coming in, and I'm sure the viewers, when you replay, they three, not just what we see is just Todd.
Hey, Blue Jamie's in the house. Jamie Azaria Williams Rare. She's in the house. Didn't you say you talked to her the other day?
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, I'm so pumped to be on with both of you. I've actually...
It's a lag. Robert, you're good. Robert.
Oh, okay, I was just saying, I'm so pumped to be on with both of you. I've wanted this to happen for a while.
Really?
Intentions unfolding. Yeah, I just thought it would be cool like, it's been a while. I actually met Delia through coming on an open mic, but yeah, to be talking to both of you is so lit.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, me and Robert, often when we talk, sometimes a lot of processing happens. And is what I've been working with him, it's just communicating, and it's just the throat chakra just kind of rebalancing and really opening up. So you've asked me before, what's different? The difference is the energies that are coming on now. It just feels more safer to our true authentic energetic frequency to really come out and be, huge pillar. And the energies in processing then was getting us ready for this moment, and it's just more of the unfolding that's happening. And so loving this overall high, just kind of spontaneously just kind of happens.
my daughter's calling me. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm listening. You said something a second ago, though. God, how did you put it? I forgot now. Robert, you talk.
Past moments like dropping off, like,
Oh, I
like
know
a
what it was.
waterfall.
I know what it was
It's
she
just-
said. Well, first of all, let's let everybody know what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to have an energy update, just spontaneous. We might even pull some other people on. Who knows? We're just going to, something's evolving with all of us in this transition, and Soulogy and individuals and couples and everything. Everything's becoming newer. So I've been feeling for a long time that we should do almost like a daily show. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. I'm just saying I have this thing where it's like pure Soulogy energy or pure universal energy, which is basically you just show up and see what happens. Nothing planned, just see what happens, right? So maybe this is, one of the first steps that direction. I have no idea what that will look like or if that will ever come to pass. But the energy lately, what Delia was saying, one of the things that you said was, I'm sorry, Robert, it was you. You had you set the intention, or you had the desire to come on with Delia and me, right? And then it happened. So there's a lot of that happening. That's what I was trying to say. There's a lot of that happening. There's you think of something, you want something, and there it is.
Yeah, and these things, they've been thought about, the seeds planted maybe even months ago or weeks ago. Me and Delia haven't spoken about that, in the past, maybe like talking about things live or something. And because my experiences with her has always been the channels come through and it's just epic, right? The downloads that come through. And I always appreciate that so much. So to be able to experience that. And so it's kind of like this magic when you're in this flow state, Todd, and you're deciding like, hey, let's just plug in and play right now. Right. You're opening up those spaces, and it's almost like you're this facilitator for all these different seeds. It's like Soulogy Fest, right? Like that's going to happen. I had intent to get on stage, to rap, to share, to be able to do all of that. And because you're this facilitator of all of this, like it's like you're creating this brilliant landing pad for these sorts of seeds of all these other practitioners, all these other people to land. It's like you're building this field for us all, and it's so beautiful, that we can manifest our intentions here.
Well, I have no idea what the F I'm doing. I can tell you that. I mean,
But that's the beauty of it. It's just you have the guidance and you're going with it, and it's just in the energy that you just show up and you're feeling into, hey, I'm going to do this, and then
right.
boom, it creates something that people wanted in the field to be created.
Yeah, and everything is like very, very present to me. It's like, in the last week or so, which has been the biggest week I've ever had in my life. I'm sure everybody feels the same way. All right. I mean, it's been absolutely multi-dimensional and multifaceted. Hung says, I can confirm Todd has no idea what he's doing. But the thing is, what's been coming to me, or what I received, or however you put it, has been you're going to be nervous. You're gonna have doubts. Not to say they're going to sustain the same level of influence, today that they will have 2 weeks from now. We know everything's becoming more fluid, but you're going to be, you're still going to have questions of self-confidence. You're still going to have light worries and doubts, and you're still going to be nervous. And to me, the message was more like nervous energy, right? Which is really what I was feeling in the last 24 hours, big time. And so the message has been, just go on. Just go do it, because that's not going to change. So do you want to sit still and feel this, or do you want to move and feel this? And the only risk you have is, the definition of I am soul, which is I'm not afraid to show my ass. Right? So that's what we all do.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the energy that we're feeling that we're not sure what it is, but often I do see somebody just commented like the Kundalini energy. Exactly. That is the frequency of creation. Is you have it and you're harnessing it. And they call that the unking of the energy. Is what do you want to do with it? You're harnessing it inside. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to create? And it's building. It's going to sit there. Either you go with it or it's going to cause you pain. Because your soul is saying, go for it, go for it, go for it.
Right on.
And it's just in that moment in leaping into it that it gets anchored in. And it's just like you went with it, and the most unimaginable things happen. The magic unfolds in front of us. Right it on. Really, truly does.
Yeah, and those frequency barriers, right, that you have in front of you, which is that moment where you're like blocking yourself, right? You're about to go up on stage or whatever, and you feel this massive nervous energy, like your energy is pulsating, your higher self, your soul, all of you, your body, it's acclimating to this moment for you to jump and leap into this bigger potential of yourself, this like incredible new version of you to meet what's going to happen, to meet the frequency of what you need to be in this moment for this to unfold. And so like that's all happening. And then if you're blocking that, right, it's going to hurt. It's like she said, like you're smashing up against a barrier that you're putting there, but the barrier is just the illusion. And so you break that illusion and you just cross through, and now you're in this higher version of yourself.
Yeah.
You've leveled up in potential.
A lot of people played sports, and I don't know about everybody else, but I think it's a fairly common thing, especially if you like sports or like competing, back in the day. And you would have an injury, right? Like I can remember playing tackle football on a Sunday afternoon with my friends, and somebody frogged me in the thigh really hard, and I had a basketball game the next night. But it's like when you have this kind of pain thing going on, you can either sit there or you can just go out and get busy. And that's what I'm talking about. It feels the same. It's like that's the message I got. It's still going to be there. That Kundalini or that electrical or the pulsing or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be there. So, and I think what you're saying is very true, and that is we're getting used to it. That's just another way of explaining it, but we're getting used to it, no doubt. And we are going to talk about the Soulogy Fest, and got some visuals, and we got the site up, at least the first blush of it. Robert's going to do some rap, and Delia's going to do some light language, maybe channel. I don't know. We might pull up somebody else on here. I see Londa Marie out there. She writes a lot of good stuff. We asked her to come on. I think she's going to come on in a few weeks. I think she's doing some stuff, I think Morgan said. But, yeah. Hey, Yaslini Linares. I don't know. A lot of people don't know her. There's some people that I invited to the Soulogy Fest, 2 or 3 of them. 3 of them. And these people were with Soulogy way back. And in 2016, I went to New York City. I had no idea I was going to New York City. I came to Arkansas right here in this town for 2 months, got booted out of here, ended up in New York City, $2, Grand Central Station. Ended up going to the Bronx. A brother and his family took me in. And Yaslini, 22 years old at the time, 23 years old, beautiful Dominican sister, Oracle, very artistic. She's going to be at Soulogy Fest. But anyway, she lived a few blocks away, and I was broadcasting. She came over, and we had a lot of adventures in the Bronx, on the subway, Coney Island. going into Harlem, into deep in the hood and underground clubs, and and then we did a lot of broadcasting. I stayed with her for probably about 6 weeks, and every night we would do 2-3 hours straight, and she would DJ. We'd have the lights going, I'd have the microphone, and we would do that for like 2-3 hours. And I'm telling you, there would be 2,000-3,000 people come through the doors. We would do it every night. They're on the old archives on the old Soulogy One Studios Facebook page. But anyway, she'll be there, and I'm happy she's coming. Yeah. And I just want to, point that out. Looking forward for everyone to meet her. Yeah, she is a special soul. Back to back to reality. And the thing about the Kundalini and the sacred sexuality, I wrote a piece last night.
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. No.
Well, I woke up this morning and I wrote this piece like in 2 minutes. So later on we'll do it. I'll do it. You do one, whatever. And that was part of it because I was talking about. I hope I can remember the rhyme of it, but it was like, talking about this new type of soft, powerful, sacred sexuality. And I said in the rap, it's something like, and it's so cool, it's so cool, baby, because this is how we create our new reality. This creative, lower chakra, energetic force that's been clamped down and distorted and all that is being loosened up. And I think what you're talking about, the nerves and, everything you were saying is part of it, and the getting used to it. This is actually how it's going to be.
I love the term
getting used to the anchoring of it. It really is unfolding. I'm just going to share this portion because I was in a space where it was bringing joy, and in that frequency of that sacred pillars with Susanna Mara, she created and Ethan is also frequency of the
Delia, the frequency,
and Delia's glitching.
The frequency.
People think that's her signal, her internet signal, but it's not. It's her. She's glitching.
No, it's
you got
coming
it.
In. So So it really is also the frequency in honoring the divine temple of the feminine. Yeah. She is the gate. She's
yes.
also and when the feet
light language
portal. Oh goodness. Yeah, so it's honoring also the secret sexuality and bringing it into the heart.
Yeah.
We've been using those muscles in that frequency in just in creation gratification, but truly what it's really serving ourselves way. And no matter who are man or woman, we all have those light bodies to vaginal sure as well as and frequency when we honor
light
that
language
in creation.
That was good. It's all code. We heard most of it. Yeah, we couldn't. Let's try Robert for a minute. Bring balance into your frequency field. I think every time that starts happening, you just do a little bit of light language, it'll clear.
Oh, interesting. So that's why you're saying that.
Yeah. Well, you noticed when she did it a while ago, she went into light language, everything cleared. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's been my experience talking to her, is when the frequency starts to step up really, really high, the tech starts to do things, but it is code, but I feel like I've noticed I can actually clear frequencies by saying clear on technology.
Oh, wow.
So if I notice anyone start to glitch out, it didn't happen in those moments, but literally when I watch your show, I do it. When I am on live stream things with other people, we're in sessions, we're doing group work or whatever. Like if you just say clear, you instruct the field to clear and you just are owning it. Most of the time it just clears. So
Right
that's
on.
just something, you know, for people to be aware is available. You know, we are engaging with these technologies, and we also are conscious creators, so we can choose to create consciously just through spoken intention, but sometimes it takes for you to speak it. So who knows, maybe Delia needs to say that, maybe you need to say that. And another thing is, I love this term onking. I love this idea, right, that these frequencies are vibrating out
What
of
was the
us
term? What was
and
the
are
term?
coming out in these waves.
King.
Delia said onking, and this
Onking.
was
Onking. I thought you said
Yeah.
bonking. But I guess at a higher level, it's the same thing.
onk.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I had a session. Well, I had a session with another group that I'm working with where they did quite a bit of clearing around the Ankh body and around this like multidimensional body of these frequencies. And I guess I'm still stepping into wisdom of what that is, so I wouldn't talk super deep about it, but it's just, you know, to become essentially like, I just feel like we're becoming much more conscious to how much more of us is online in the field right now.
Right.
And it's very, very fun, right? It's very fun to play with all of these different new technologies, these different things. And yeah, I guess, I don't know. That's all I was going to say. If you want to run out with that, Delia, go with it.
You're glitching too. Go ahead, Delia. Give it a shot.
See, not just me.
What's that?
So, in the energy is and anking is still anchoring, and it is in the quantum flow that we bring it into the human template. So even if your meditation, you know, it's just the mentalism and a bunch of isms, that we can go ahead and have just that fluffy and just allow our minds to just be there, but it's not really coming into here. And we're moving now to anchoring, and a lot of people working with that quantum flow, and I call that quantum flow. A lot of people are calling it bringing it into the human, whatever it, you know, it's the same thing. We're just anchoring it in, practicing it out into our energetic fields, and finding this way that, you know, the human body knows unique parts of how to bring it in. When I connect to the body and do breath into other places, the breath and the changes, it changes automatically. I feel like I'm going too off, and I'm having an experience and I'm losing connection. The changes and shifts me, even in there will be kind of into continue having that
Light language. Light language.
connection to be fully anchoring in. Oh, geez. Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to
Thank you.
participate. I don't know how you're going to participate. I don't know how you're going to do it. You were like flying a while ago. Frequencies are coming through this broadcast and activating right now, feeling it very strongly throughout the heart chakra now. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't even matter. It's not the literal words or what's being conveyed. It's the heart energy coming through, and this is what we're getting used to, is that creative energy, that lower chakra energy coming up the channel out through the heart, through our expressions, the voice. You know, all of the chakras are coming into a unison. I know that Morgan and I have had some 3 very intense mergings like never before in the last 10 days or 2 weeks. And one of the things that we recognized was that if it was, for instance, the sacral chakra, all the other chakras were involved. And the heart, and the last one, the heart chakra, because it was all for me, like in the solar and the sacral was like a big bowling ball, but the heart chakra was like running everything. It was crazy. So what I'm saying is all the chakras are coming online together in unison, and then being in the physical body, we're expressing our heart through the throat chakra. That's why there's so much, talk about the throat chakra right now. And it's so important for people to come out. And that's what the Soulogy Fest is all about. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but somewhere between 60, maybe even 80% of the stage time, the workshops, the presenters, presentations, the art is going to be from the people that attend. Because there's something really important, I think, and this is something that Morgan's talked about since the day I met her. Really embodying something. Why stop at a certain spot? Like we do all this work in the energetics, but when we do it in the body, something really incredible happens. It's just not something that the body's used to. And when I say the body, I mean the mental body, the nervous body, everything, all the different networks of the bodies, just the humans multi bodies.
Yeah, and many bodies together in physicality at an event called Soulogy Fest, all jamming. I'm so pumped for all of these musical wizards to come together, and to hear someone like Ryan playing whatever he decides to play on that day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he plays the keys, he plays the guitar.
Yeah.
Hearing Ty Hudnall, myself being able to freestyle rap on top of that, perhaps hearing soul sisters like Delia do the light language, right, come through, because I know that she light languages on beats, and I know that other people do that as well, and it's just like a common thing. Like light language just flows on top of like whatever instrumental track you put on there. Like it just knows what to do.
Yeah.
And so it's like imagine all of us together, right? Just like going in, listening deeply to each other in this space and seeing what arises. Like that is like paradise for me.
Right.
That's it's
right.
this I'm hearing the word chaos, but like it's this beautiful chaos. There is some structure in it, which is what we've already built before, though. So everyone's going to show up with what they've already built, and then we interlace that on top of this so that we can build this. And maybe there will be some structure of like people will go on the stage at specific times. I don't know exactly what you're planning, Todd, but like I can feel that it's not just going to be like, at least for myself, I'm just going to get up on stage once and that's going to be the performance, like a typical thing.
No.
It's going to be like jam sessions. It's going to be so
here's what is going to happen. So you're going to have like every day 11 to 10 the stage, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It officially opens about 5 or 6 on Friday, but you can come early. Something will be happening on the stage from 11 o'clock on. Probably 11 o'clock and mostly up until 4 a lot of it might be music, right? So Eric Rankin is going to come and speak on his sacred, sonic geometry. Oh, what is it? Sonic, I forget now. Sonic, I can't remember. I can't believe I messed that up. Anyway, he was there last year. He did the Friday night. He has an incredible presentation. It blew everybody's mind. He's been on Ancient Aliens. This is Jen Reynolds' friend. They don't like to be called partners. He's been on Ancient Aliens, been on Gaia TV. He's very well respected by Nasi Hirman and plenty of people, and he's a great guy. But anyway, so he'll go till probably like 8:30, like maybe 7 to 8:30, and then 8:30 to 10. We'll do some fun stuff, maybe another speaker, and then some music. But see, at 10 o'clock, we close the stage every night. But what we're going to do, we've got a 2,400 square foot tent on the other side of the lawn in front of the stage with all the vendor tents around it. And in that tent, we'll be able to go in and have acoustic sessions. We just won't be able to, blast it on the speakers, but we certainly can do the same thing in the confines of the tent. And it's a big enough tent that we can have different things going. And one of the things we're going to do is like Serena Smith is she's going to do yoga on Saturday and Sunday morning, okay, like in one corner. Because, 2,400 square feet, that's a pretty good-sized tent. So there's going to be a lot of breakouts. And now the other thing is, though, we're going to have this live streamed. We've got excellent signal. We're going to be hooked up hardwire. We're going to do 34 hours of straight streaming. Well, there's going to be stops because we're going to, have to go to sleep, but the whole thing will be streamed like 34 hours. They're going to have not only the live stage, they're also going to have people. We're going to have people in the field with a phone, interviewing people and just catching everybody doing whatever they're doing. Right? So we can actually take the people into the crowd and bring it as close to them as possible. And then we'll also have some pre-recorded stuff. We're still talking to some people. I can't say yet, but there's 3 people that have already agreed that they want to come in and deliver a message live stream. We got a 20 by 20 screen that we'll put up on the stage, and that'll be live streamed as well, just like this is. That's how they'll look to the people on the live stream. So the live stream is going to be potentially bigger, and I don't mean because of numbers, but I mean because of energetic impact. Because everything is shareable now, so anything anybody receives, it's bouncing right out at the same or higher frequency. That's how this stuff is working. But anyway, who's next? We'll talk more about that.
That's actually going to be amazing, since we're going to be able to catch more of the weaving that happens and if somebody is going with the GoPros and it's catching a beautiful moment in the shared code that is happening wherever they are, it's going to be amazing. That's also going to be an interlacing in the frequency that other people that are attending or engaged in other areas that are also going to be able to catch that as well when we receive those MP4s after.
Yeah.
So it's going to be amazing to have that, and to really unify the field in the other parts in the country if the other people cannot travel. And it's going to be amazing
in the world
for them as well to experience and have this availability. Yes, exactly. And it's the anchoring and activity that's happening simultaneously. If they're watching live or the replay, it's just going to be in the energetics. We're moving away from time and we're going into the dimensional space. So feeling that dimensional space as well, it's going to be much more it's going to be there, timeless. It's timeless. It's going to be timeless. You're able to tap into that frequency always and get
what we're going to do?
Amazing connection and frequency.
We're going to look. She's coming in perfect now. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I've been working in the frequency. Yeah, I was working in the frequency.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put Delia in a 10 by 10 tent with a curtain around it and let her just put like a violet lava lamp in there and let her just... People can just go by, like,
just witch out.
Just go spend 10 minutes in there. I was going to say that Christy Grace, who did a great job for us last year with us, everything is with us. I mean, it's all collaboration. Nobody has the seat at the head of the table. It's a round table spirituality, Soulogy. But she just finished the first run, the first part of the website. It's 4 pages. It's soulogyfest.com. If you go to it, and all the information's on there. And we're going to be adding more information at least weekly as we pull more of this together. So you can go to it, go take a look at it. She did a great job with it. It's very user friendly, and it's very, very good explanation on everything that's going on. Yeah. Delia,
to add. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. To add to what Delia was just saying too, it's like our New Earth Grid sessions. Like, I've seen them at times being like we're lighting up the whole entire earth essentially, and you can see the individual anchor points of the people. I've also seen that, when, like, let's say you and me would talk, or you, me, and Delia, or all of this, right? Those group merging sessions, right? And by the way, those bigger group merging sessions, I only went to one of them, but I was like sitting there like, is this gonna happen? Like, this is the most epic magical stuff maybe that's happened on earth in a lot of ways. At least in our time, for all these people to be connecting in conscious time doing this, but like doing that in a way with Soulogy Fest, right? Because everyone's anchoring into that container
exactly
in all of these different points. Yeah. We are lighting up the grid. And my experience last year, I was in the energy. And I think that's important for people to understand, is like, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm in this online container. Of course, it's obviously best if you can get there, manifest that, and, just like, don't block yourself. Just be like, I'm going, and then it'll all unfold. That's the best way to do it. But if you can't go, right, you're going to be there. Okay, you're going to be there energetically. There's going to be the chat rooms online. There's going to be all of that. And that was my experience with Monique and the other people that were in the online sessions last year.
I remember, I'm getting chills. I remember, and I'm glad, this just came together. This is all spontaneous. And because you were on the live stream, Delia was there, right? And I remember last year, the guys that were running the live stream came over to me 2 or 3 times because we were concerned about the live stream because the signal was really weak. There was a little tiny cell tower the guy had on his property, but we had to get some equipment. So the first night we recorded it, but it didn't come through, but nobody complained. It came through, but there was some choppiness to it at times. So we went and got some equipment the next morning and everything was fine the next 2 days. This time, we're not going to have that issue. We're on the top of a mountain and there's a Verizon tower right there it's right there. And so the signal is magnificent. We're going to have a hard wire, which we didn't have last year. So, but I remember they would come over and tell me, dude, you should see what's going on in the chat room, right? Like on YouTube or wherever it was broadcast privately. And then he was saying that they have like their own little thing going, and this was through the whole weekend. So yeah, there was an energy of that. I didn't get to see it, but I have watched the MP4.
I actually got to see it too, because when we were doing routines, like, hey, do you need something? And other people walk away from the stream. You can go watch this continuing. And I actually caught Robert on, chatting and everything that was coming in and what he was sharing. Then I was feeling in the frequency. That is exactly what we were feeling being there. So I got to see some of that too, to kind of be like, oh my God, they're having their own little gathering online and they're feeling the frequency that we are experiencing here. So everyone's coding in that and the ripples. And I know also people that didn't even see it, didn't even go, but they were also in similar containers that were feeling the same frequency being anchored in. So these things that are happening throughout gathers that are being, and wherever they're in secret sites and or connecting, they are lighting the grid system, basically amplifying that connection out. And that's what we're going to be seeing, gatherings that are coming on that are speaking to soul, bringing back ourselves into the template of the human temple to be in reverence of all creation. That includes also the chaos as well.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole point is the chaos is not, we think of chaos as from the old human paradigm, our past life, you might say.
Yeah,
we think of chaos like that.
Yes.
I think what we're finding out now is that what we're doing is we're walking through what we used to call fears. We're walking through what we used to call triggers, or whatever you want to call it, all the different things that we saw in a different light. And now we're understanding that what we were calling chaos is actually the conceptual fluid cavity, the holy womb. Right? I mean, it's that place that you go into, and it's just that big abyss, and then that's where it comes from. That's where something gets birthed. So, I didn't know we were going to talk about this. I mean, because it's really important, though, when you think about it. These things may seem small, but they're not. And everyone, for instance, if you watch enough of Soul Speaks 5D, you can see the frequency influence that's created and comes out or that manifests as what looks like a tech issue. Okay? And it's not a tech issue. I remember David Icke came on and he turned into 3 David Icks. I mean, he said, he told me when I talked to him privately, he does about 200, 250 interviews a year. He said, this has never happened to me. Right? He had these different voices going on. We had the girl, Amanda Smith from Sedona. I just shared that on Memories a couple days ago. She was like this galactic dolphin for like 35 minutes. People didn't go away because of what they... Right? I mean, this is the energy we're talking about, though. So I just want to make that point that whether, you're in a live stream connecting with a bunch of people, or you're on the site itself, or any other, arena that we can find ourselves in, this is the energy that's working. And I think we're getting comfortable with it. Robert's about to channel. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, what I'm seeing right now is lotus flowers, right? Essentially, they're blossoming, but they're also spinning like cogs in a system, right? So it's the structure that's interlaced on top of the chaos, and you can put all kinds of structures in. And this has been one of the biggest problems with humanity, is we haven't realized that like we can choose which structure we're going to plug and play here, right? There is not some rigid sort of a festival has to be some type of way structure anymore. There's also not some rigid, just life in general, right? It's like, and so it's this beautiful thing, right? Because I've been working with this group who, you know, we're working with the 12 petal lotus flower of life rather than the 6, right? It's like this upgraded sort of system and things like that. And I guess it's to become aware that like there are these frequency upgrades happening in these things, and it's to drop all of those expectations of events, of self, of everything, so we can plug and play with the new structure, the new architecture, the new things that we actually want to build into these sort of chaotic areas. And then also to honor the chaos. Don't be afraid of it, because if you're afraid of not having something built and you just like, oh, I just got to pour in the old because I'm afraid that it's not going to fit or something's not going to work, then you aren't allowing that new structure to be birthed. Like that new structure, it needs space. It needs that womb space. It needs actually someone to allow it to land. And if you don't allow it to land, like how can it birth? You know, like it needs its space. And so yeah, for us, it's like, it is like what I was just describing with you, Todd, right? Like you're talking about it as like this chaos. You're coming on the show. You don't know what's going to happen. You're building this event. You don't know what's going to happen. But actually what you're doing is you're creating this beautiful space for this new structure to land. It's just different.
Well, you know, there's a part of me that knows that. I think that, again, this is the same thing going on in all of our lives, right? It's just another representation. It's just another ripple, right? At the same time, I am shaking in my boots. I just packed up the only house we've ever had. You know, I haven't seen Morgan in 14 months. Everything keeps, you know, our life is just like everyone else's. And I've got all this Kundalini energy. I guess that's what it is. I just realized. Thank y'all for educating me today. That makes sense. It's the Kundalini energy, you know, being active and released into all parts of the body. It's a challenge, but and so like what does that mean at the human level? What does that mean? That's what I was talking about with this whole embodiment thing. Like we can take this as far as we want. You know, we talked to 3 or 4 different people, and it's short notice for a festival, like 3 months was short notice. We're still talking to some people. I told you some people are going to come in and stream. But, you know, do you want to come? Here's what we can offer, kind of thing. People that have been on the show, people that get, you know, have a lot of community and following. And it was, I can't, you know, I got to go here. But the point wasn't, you know, why someone couldn't come or couldn't work it out or whatever the case is. There was a message being delivered that Soulogy, which is a name for the energy we're talking about, which can have other names, is a standalone energy. And it is a compilation and a conglomeration of all. I used to say in the beginning, Soulogy is great because everyone's invited, even if you don't like it. Everybody's part of it. It's just an inspiration to the universe. It's, you know, trying to be the image, made in the image, right? Just like it's just a reflection of all of us. But anyway, you know, my point is that what you're saying is true. And I think it's very important to recognize it. And I really appreciate everybody bringing it up, and even the people in the audience, because I see some of these comments, that this is the real deal. And this is really a reflection of all of our lives. The only difference is we're kind of coming into one place with the same energy. And Robert, you're right. It is like these group sessions that Morgan does. And you mentioned you were only in one big one. The biggest one I've ever been in was just 12, 14, whatever hours ago. And there was only 6 of us. And I'm telling you, it not only did it help me come into alignment because I was twisting at both ends, but it was so profound. And Delia said something earlier about the divine feminine. And so I was the only masculine. There was Morgan and 4 other beautiful sisters. And again, there's not a lot said. We went into this circle. Nothing said. It's all telepathic. It's all intuitive. When we got done, there were so many things that we experienced, as you know, that happens in those groups that, oh, wow, I saw that too. I felt that too. But there was a point, because I went in and I went, because it was like, okay, open up your heart. We're in the circle. And I was like at 100% vulnerability, 100% transparency. And I just saw myself get on my knees, and they were like in a semicircle in front of me. And I was like, I'm like shaking in my boots. I know what the guidance is, but, I'm living in a hotel and I'm just like, I'm tripping. And they all just like, it was energetic. So it wasn't literal, but they all like it was almost like they all just kind of lifted me together. And man, but that's the kind of thing that happens, shout out to the divine feminine and the point of what Delia was saying, but that's the kind of things that happens when we come together. And that's what Soul Speaks, Soulogy is about. That's what the Soulogy Fest is about. That's what the live stream of the Soulogy Fest is about. It's about giving into that magical alchemical power where these things happen beyond words, beyond verbal confirmations, they just happen. And it's not just me, which I'll end it with that, because over the years, one of the 2 or 3 things that you hear most, or Morgan and I hear the most, you see it in comments and in the messages we get, emails, is that I thought I was crazy. I finally found out that I'm not the only one. I'm not alone anymore. I found my family. I found my soul tribe. It's not Soulogy. It's the energy that Soulogy is a name for, which we could call it Holy Spirit. We could call it Trinity energy, Christ consciousness, all of the above. And that's a lot of confirmation for me today to hear what you guys are saying and seeing some of these comments that people actually get it. Because I'm shaking in my boots, as you can see. You want some music?
Yeah. Well, and gosh, I was waiting for Delia to jump in because I felt like she was going to spit some fire. But I guess that's the thing, right?
She froze.
It's this other thing of being held in all parts of who you are. And this has been such a big theme for me lately, and such a big theme, I think, for so many people, with us dropping these things around judgment, shame, projection, all of these various different things, is like this awareness that, like, honestly, the past, it's like a phantom now. It's a figment of, like, yes, there's stuff encoded right in the body, in the DNA to break down. Like, we're still breaking things down. It's not to deny that, reject that. But at the same time, it can be so rapidly cleared because it doesn't hold weight in this new reality. Like, it is time for us to implement these new structures and just to drop, just to drop the old, just to drop all of that stuff. And but it's so, when you see it as a phantom, you see every fear, you see every judgment, you see every shame, you see everything that's in the way of you and true connection between you and people, and true connection between you and yourself and your highest self. Then it's not scary at all. It's just like, oh, it's just there. Oh, it's just fear. Oh, okay. Yeah. Clear it. You know what I mean? And that's what we're stepping into here. And it'll be the same way with, Soulogy Fest, where it'll be like, the people are going to get up on stage and they're going to talk, right? It's the same thing with this show, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just all like Todd, or it's not just all like you bring on the big famous names, or like me all the time or something. You know what I mean? Like, the people come on and they really just like open up because they're held, and it's okay that you have stuff you're working on. It's fine.
Right.
We love you.
Everything. Yeah. Nothing to be embarrassed about. You're totally supported.
Something.
Yes. Speak.
The quote that I see speak. Can you hear me? Am I
Yes.
glitching again?
No, you're not glitching. Keep talking. Go, 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 go.
Okay, so that I'm seeing in your is the code that I've been given before that means unity for me. And it looks like the W holding the frequency and out. That's what I'm seeing right now in
What?
your forehead.
What?
And as soon as you started speaking about divine feminine, your forehead. As soon as you started speaking about the divine feminine, it just kind of just boom in my face, and it's been really present. And it is that even though you are in a man, you carry that feminine because you have as well as yourself, and the union that you've created with yourself. It's the union frequency of the union and creation is when you just kind of
Clear the
me
connection.
kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting to see also in the energy in the frequency in your forehead.
I know. I never see
Just
it,
saying
but
that I'm seeing the frequency
I didn't even know what you were talking
really
about.
loud.
Morgan used to send me, like, if I was on the show, she'd send me pictures. Go, look what's going on with your, and I never really can see it. But as you were talking, I thought, oh, she's talking about me. And then I looked and I can see it. Well, she's sent me a picture where, how does that work? Basically, it's two legs going up, right?
It's
like a,
it's a W.
Right now I'm seeing it's a W. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm
It's like
referencing.
woman.
yeah, it's like a,
W, and in the
it's
center,
the one. That's right.
yeah,
This
it
is
is
the
like
yoni
woman.
right here. There's something going on. I have no idea.
Right?
I had a bunch of people.
This universe, right?
I've had a bunch of people send me pictures. God, what was I going to tell you? Oh, God, Delia, that you're freaking me out that you just started saying all that. It's crazy as hell. All right, let me try. I need to.
Interesting.
I need to test something. Let me test something real quick. I want to test the share screen. So let me see if this is going to work. Let me look on the phone here and see if this is going to work.
I'll just continue talking because it's coming in.
Okay.
So as the connection in the divine spirit, in the flow of connection in our pillars, we're seeing that a lot of people are moving from the chakra systems and they're moving it to energetic body because we're realizing, and it's going back to the Eastern medicines as well, the energetic frequency and points that really they're also our energetic frequency and portals. And in the frequency that we're connecting, and we can hear our body and our connections, as well as the brain, the system, the entire organ systems are connected through from our fingers, from our faces, all the way to our toes. And we really are seeing the energetic template. I'm saying template, but it's more the intelligent body. That mechanism of the frequency, it is really truly divine in essence, what we can really work with in the body and the energy centers in a different way. To really allow us and to honor that space in our body is just going to be more in connection and in spirit, to be in alignment more. Jeez. I don't know how that came from, but
holy crap. Woo! Holy crap. Well, it's like every conversation we have now, more and more, everybody's talking more and more like that. Like, that's what it's kind of moving to, right? I mean, it's not just happening on the show. I get off the shows, I'm like, that's the greatest show I've ever been involved with. And then the next one's better. But it's not that. It's the frequency and the fluidity. And ask me what she just said. I can't tell you, but I know every part of it was spot on. And I was getting it as, it's like a download, right? It's no different than a download.
Bruce.
Yeah, well, this is conversations are normally at, too. Even with Robert, they just come out like this, even if we're sending each other messages or voice clips. Yeah. It really just coming out this way. And we're now moving sorry, Robert, that we're moving communication, shifting to just allowing the soul to connect, and the human is also part of the conversation. It's not like sometimes I step out and then their energy comes in. sometimes that happens, but I'm learning more and more in the present mode and being in that connection to really allow me to also have this experience and know what I'm saying, as well as feeling to the body and have that connectivity. It's just like an instant download, upload, and entering happening at the same time. It's a transmission is being felt through in the heart as well. It's no longer you step back and then something just, in sometimes I forget because I've been asking you guys, like, what the fuck did I just say? It's interesting though.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant because it's so those frequency barriers, right? It's not like Delia's going, I'm going to channel in this moment, and then she tunes in, she meditates, and then she opens up the channel. Yeah. The channel, it's just present because her field is so alive. She's so pure, as well as she just does this so often. And, she embodies it, so much. And so the channel pours through, and it is her highest self, higher aspects, whatever needs to come through. I've had her speak messages, for me that have been very essential before in communication that have really helped me to activate, to unfold. And yeah, I can't recommend a session with her enough for anyone who's interested in that. I hope you don't mind that, Delia. I just wanted to say is that it's because she's not blocking the frequency. Yeah. If light language wants to come through, she allows it to pour through. I experience it with myself with the freestyle. The more I allow myself to just start freestyling in conversation, the more those things can just pour through. Like it's you blocking yourself, your frequency, saying, no, this channel can't come through. That's denying it. But what we in communication, especially with each other, with Soul Fam, why not just flip into light language any second? Why not just flip into channel any second? Right. Rap any second. We can do this.
That's right.
If we see people do it, like there's awesome people who come on the show who do it, let's just allow it.
That's right. Because it just gets bigger. And it's crazy. How many times you through your life, you're like scared to do something, then you go do it. And the thrill, and it's not the thrill from like jumping off the cliff. It's the fact that you did it. You know what I mean? It's still scary as hell jumping off the cliff as you're going down for a split second, But yeah.
Yeah, I think the energy is also changing, that now when you're feeling into the flow and you're feeling the guidance and you're stepping into the guidance, you also feel more of the spirit also holding you, anchoring you in, showing you that you're going through the energy that, because we already done some of the work and continue to unfold, and we're open to the changes, to be seeing on the things that we are blind spots in everything, to allow us to continue moving forward. And when we continue moving and going through those processes, we feel spirit all the way letting us know, this is the greater unfolding. And this is the beauty of it too, is we're having two oxymoron emotions, essence. So joy, sorrow. I know that I've gone through some process where and
clear the frequency
and purging.
You're good.
Yeah,
for a sec.
Clearing in the energy.
No, you're good.
In the energy. Yeah. But I, crying and laughing at the same time, because I knew that this is the greatest gift for myself, to really let go what's holding me back. If something is and it's just 100% compassion for self. It's not easy, but it's doable because we allow ourselves to go more into what we want to create. The more that we see the potentiality, as well as the joy in the frequency and the divine in with soul, the more that we're open to finding and peeling all those layers off that are holding us down, and we're moving through the energetic frequency. People might call it it's growing inner frequency, or templates are continue being upgraded. We're continuing
clear the frequency.
Speaking. So even
we're gonna
the frequency is rising.
Yeah.
We're going to put you in a tent at the Soulogy Fest.
Yeah.
Robert,
tent.
Hang on, Delia.
Okay. Interesting. Divine flow, divine timing, you know that it's going to grow into the moment and expose what's inside.
O tuo no son tuo santia shiana tata roromoto na sanga.
Light language. With the tribe, you can overlay light language on type of the rap. It's all good. I love it. And the frequencies are coming down, coming in. Beauty. Magic in the movie. This stuff is so groovy. But you gotta let go. Let all parts of this stuff unfold to know what's really happening inside. Otherwise, you are blocking a part of yourself and you're saying that lower self or part, human entity, you are wrong. No. Let me listen to this flow. What you gotta share, yo. Also, the highest self. Let those aspects come through. Understand that we are bringing ourselves up into a higher view. But the truth is not to judge. You'll give it love and let it come through just to show you so you can upgrade the system. But if you do not give yourself the space to land, that is resistance. If you're on a mission, let yourself just rise into your highest vision, but understand that the precision is something that you thought would happen. But how can you meet vision if you think that this plot has to be perfect all the time? No. Merge with the flow of that moment. Anything that's coming through, it isn't your opponent, it's something to own. Let it go and let yourself grow. Come home in this moment, you know.
To the bone, to the bone, to the bone.
Divine guidance, the divine intuition.
How we going now? How many times we gonna say, oh wow. Surrender again, then accept and allow. Developing new universal know-how. The more time we're up, the more time we're down. Now we're taking the higher ground. Dusty pink, blue, green colored sounds. The fairy tales are coming round. The light bodies roaming, embodying the all-knowing universal big time. It's mind-blowing, divine homegrown, coming home. It's a holy sacred earth nexus. She's from Adelaide, I'm from Texas. Love never neglects us. Love always reflects us, redirects us to get to the best of us. Who we gonna trust but us? When you get right down to it, you know it's all up to us. Inspect what we expect, accept what we respect. Mirrors of reflections, romance of revelation, slow dance of inward emancipation. Holding each other can be evasive, chasing high heart determinations, shadows leaving little traces till we embrace them. Stop bracing for them, stop chasing them, stop trying to erase and evaporate them. They're the coal of the octahedron. They're the codes of the transformation. This is turning into one hell of a creation. Masters, they make masterpieces. You know how many times I'd repeat this just to chase you all over again forever. Earth's the universal divine master's thesis. Can't you see life's free for us? We chose each other, now life's freed us up. Time to turn the heat up. It's a holy sacred earth nexus. She's from Adelaide, I'm from Texas. Love never neglects us. Love always reflects us, redirects us to get the best of us. Who we gonna trust but us? When you get right down to it, you know it's all up to us. Integrating polar oppositions, reversing silly superstitions. It's a big time benediction, cosmic coronation, galactic graduation. Every single soul, every story and station. And this soft, powerful, sacred sexuality, it's crazy to think of it, Queen, because it's how we create our new reality. This is going to be easy from here if all he's got to do is love her, because all he wants to do is love her. Always besides each other, never one above another. It's what you call the best of lovers.
Ooh. As you were speaking, I was getting this massive code.
Delia, hop in.
This is the beautiful thing about it. This is the beautiful... Oh, did I freeze? Oh my God.
You're good.
No, you got it.
You've been frozen.
Find your perfect
I'm saying
So
I
it's
kind of,
in the
you started with the
frequency of
light language. I
connection.
kind of started,
yeah.
just go.
Go, hang on. God dang it. Hang on. 2, 1, 0. Boom.
Okay.
Hang on. You got it.
Oh. The essence and frequency and connection in spirit. It is the flow. It is the connection. It is anything that is with intuition. The inner guidance is the soul. It is stepping into the frequency. It is knowing in the deepest levels within. That is the soul. That is the yearning and the frequency to come and flow. It is the inner child. It is the divine feminine. It is the divine masculine. It is the union within the self that is coming in, that is stepping forward, that is coming in to reality in one essence, in spirit, in self, in soul, in this human temple. It is the frequency of the solar disc. It's the frequency of the energies that is coming in, bathing us in connection, in spirit, and it's up to us how we.
Holy shiitake mushrooms. Only on Soulogy. This is what it's all about. Soulogy Fest, Soul Speaks 5D, Soulogy One Studios. It's just another word for the Holy Spirit. The Kundalini.
I could cry. That is so lit. That is so lit.
Go for
I was
it.
like tearing up there. Oh, yes. Okay. Beautiful soul sisters got it. Always speaking with these different plots and with the knowledge that she's dropping. Universal college on this planet. But some people coming through with knowledge that is interplanetary. It's helping us to land up in this moment. Knowing that universal flowing, yes, that ocean is inside of you if you just let go of all of those things that are in the way of you crossing those bridges. Walk. Open up those doors and talk. See those other people, and you do not have to balk at any type of reflection of yourself or being stealth. You've got wealth inside. That is the soul. That is your health and vibes. Speak up to the tribe. I pass the mic to my soul tribe. Come alive.
You pass the mic.
Oh.
Well, you know I have to write down everything, but this time I'll just give it a shot. Because you know what? This summer's coming out. It's going to be burning hot. The goddess Kali's coming in. She's going to take the thick to the thin. We're going to keep on shedding these skins. And we're all going to find out that it's a win-win-win. Everybody's a twin. We continue to integrate additional frequencies to an ever-expanding vibration. We're one soul nation. Every culture, country, creed, every nation, every story and station. We are creations creating. The ego's negating. That's right. I'll hand it over to Delia from outer space. This is what it's all about.
That girl's amazing.
It is the transcendence and connection. It's the transcendence and connection. It's also the shifting and connection from the wording we play, moving from the old structure to the new structure where we're creating, feeling in, creating new words, feelings, and connections. All raw, the speaking to the frequency of the soul. Everything is connected. Celium, we are the network created through the family, community that is created within us, because we're stepping in, being lighting up in portals and frequency and connection. It is the pillar, it is the flow, it is us in this moment where we're calling and reclaiming our true essence of our soul. It is in the now moment that whenever we connect, we are present in our wholeness. There's nothing separate, there's nothing broken. It is in that connection, in the unity of soul, where we create and amplify in the creation of everything that is within us. It is in the essence that we come in more and more home into the soul. It is in the frequency and the connection of the divine, for we are in the pillar frequency from the anchoring of our energetic circle. your solar plexus to your yonis. And in the frequency, we bring it up into the heart, but we're creating in the love. We're creating with the sight, and in our essence of the divine, we're opening in our essence in our eyes. Can you see that the heart merges with their eyes? That we speak, feel, sense now in true essence, in our divine essence of the template of the body. It is creating, it is touch, it is all our senses coming alive. Yes, antua suntua eh.
Far out.
That's new.
Jeez.
Fire. Oh, oh my God.
What is going on here?
Well,
What is
me
happening?
And actually, Robert has spoken about really coming to play in the frequency and connection, and me and him actually been wanting to connect, but it seems like, oh, I can't at this moment. It's not right. And perfect time, here it is. It's landed.
Right on.
It's so perfect. I was thinking of messaging you back. I thought of going on the show. I thought of rapping. I thought of actually multiple people coming on, and Todd's just listening to the frequency, just like, go live now. You know?
That's right. As we approach 1 hour, 11 minutes on the broadcast in 11 seconds. Yes. This is Synchronicity. Yeah. So let's do a shameless plug here. Let's go back because we were talking when I did it. So let's go back to the website. Yeah. So this is the website Christy put together today. This is the actual view. Let me see if it's as. Can y'all? I don't think y'all can see it on your end, but the audience can see it. Can you see it?
No, because we're on the.
Okay, hang on. Let me just pull it up and make sure it's working. Uh-oh. I don't know if it's working. Oh, there it is. So, like, this is the actual mountain. This is the base of the Ozark Mountains, and it's freaking incredible. This is actually a larger festival, and I got another picture here I'll show you. She did a great job with this. This is a lot of these are from last year, right? Look at that. Franco, the triplets. See, I think this is the best part of it all. It's a great picture with Ariana, Jason, and Franco. Yeah. Let me go back over here. That's soulogyfest.com. All the information's there. It takes you to Eventbrite. And let's go back over here. But, that's one of the great things that happened. Over there, we had a teepee. There was a sweat lodge. There was a bunch of couches. There was just, we had the speaker system was good enough that you could hear it anywhere you were. And I think that was one of the things that I noticed is, you'd be on stage and there would be, we're going to go back to it in a minute, Hung. We're not done yet. She's like, yeah, we can see it. But what would happen is people would be doing their own thing. And even if they weren't sitting in the seats in front of the stage, they were still listening to everything. It was a multidimensional thing. So there was no not showing up. It was really cool. And even like out of visible range, like there was a house, and then on the other side of the house there was this refreshment stand and people and all these couches, and people would be sitting there, but you could hear everything. So this one's going to be expanded because not only we're going to have this big stage, which I'm going to pull up the pictures in a minute. I thought they were on this website, but I'll look. You can see the whole layout. If you go to the Eventbrite, you can see it. If you go to some of the posts I put up, you can see it, the way it's laid out. But, this one's going to have a much bigger stage. It's going to have a 20 by 20 screen that we can turn on at night. So when the sun goes down, we'll be able to, put it on the screen, both the stage, a camera on the stage, or have somebody streaming in. So it's going to be, really cool. And like I said, there's a really big tent, 2,400 square feet. We'll be able to break out and do our own thing. Somebody wants to do a little session, a little meditation. Somebody, like I said, Serena's going to do yoga in the mornings. There's just a lot of things we can get into. We can get into little acoustic jams. We can get into little drum circles, whatever we want to do, whatever we feel like doing. And I love what you said, too, because Hung brought this up. And that was that, we're not doing this like any other festival. We're not accepting any of the templates from previous. And that's not to take away from any of that, but it's to do something new. And because, you know, every festival is set up a certain way, and I talked about this before because I've been to a lot of conferences, a lot of festivals. I covered a lot of them. It's been a couple of years, but for Soulogy. And I knew last year I didn't want to just have like one speaker, take a 15-minute break, another speaker. We mixed it up, if you remember. We would have a speaker, then we'd have some music, then a speaker, then somebody would come up from the audience, play the didge, and then we'd have so there was, and the artistic expressions were all over the place too. They weren't one style, you know. And then there was the spontaneous part. The first night, these 3 young kids came in, and somebody said, "Hey, we've got this band or this trio, and they're really good." And it was somebody I knew, and I was like, "Yeah, man, bring them on." So they come up with a bass cello, like I think there was like this thing this girl sat on and kind of drummed, like this kind of a drum you sit on thing. And then the dude had either a ukulele or a mandolin. He had a mandolin. And they played hot, man, fire. It was incredible. And they just showed up. And that's how it works. The festival is in Arkansas, Mulberry Mountain, Ozark, Arkansas, about 25 miles outside of Fort Smith.
As a person that went the last year, I'll share this bit. There is also a sound room that was there, and there is a beautiful connection of the people that were there. They've never met, and they started just to jam out and play. No, I had a very beautiful, amazing moment that nobody else witnessed, and it was amazing, just to see them and allow them to play. And we were in just reverence of their love and creation. They've never even spoken or said anything. He says, "Hey, do you want to jam out?" They jammed out. And afterwards, when they were done, they introduced themselves to each other. And we were sitting there saying, "Oh my God, this is the first time they've met." And it was just beautiful to see that. I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of that come into play, and in frequency, that everybody's just simply sharing whatever that is and whatever their expressions are. That's the beauty of this one's going to be, is that we're doing something that's never, you know, this is something new in spontaneity. We're going to be able to catch all that in live streaming, as well as many people recording what their experiences are.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, and the caliber of the people, you know, I mean, it's not to differentiate ourselves from, you know, other people in humanity. It's really just to say, this is the tribe. Like, these are people, like, we come online and we spit fire. Like, it's so fun, you know, like, to see the people come on the show, the different practitioners who are serious about their work, whether, you know, they be someone who does, I mean, what Delia just did was freaking lit, you know? And like, imagine all of us culminating into that end of the summer, August. I mean, this summer's already so lit, but like we're now going into solstice. So I guess now it's the beginning or the official part of the summer, right? But like, it's just going to build. This will be the culmination of so many processes coming together on that weekend for all of the people who show up. And then, like, literally, I just want to articulate, it's not just going to be like, oh, random people willy-nilly jamming and it's not going to be cool. No, I'm saying it's going to be lit. Like, the people who do get up, like, I am overjoyed at the people I hear going. People like Susanna Mara, right? People like Delia, people like Shekinah. I don't remember her full name. She was there last year. The light language was just,
I don't know if she's going to go this year. I haven't talked to her, but I was going to, what you said is true. And, you know, a lot of people may not know this, but we did a lot of soul gatherings over the years. Like when I was traveling on my own, and I'd come into a town and we would just or when Morgan came, that really kicked up, we had some really great soul gatherings, anywhere from like 15 or 18 people to 85, 90 people. Okay. And one of them that we had was in Sedona. We were passing through Sedona, and Shekinah Rose, our sister, who we collaborated with a lot in the early years. And, well, she had got a rain check on the community center right off of the main road because it had snowed in Sedona. And she goes, "I want to gift this to you." So we put a gathering together, and we probably had about 60 people. And it was just to come as you are. You know, if you want to make a contribution, that's great. There's a tip jar or whatever. And, you know, we're just on the road. And it's not, it is the people, but it's also the moment, right? It's the third energy. So I'm up on stage, and we had music and we had speakers. And again, over half of it came from the audience. People we didn't even know came up to talk, right? And so Shekinah was there, obviously. And I said, like, Shekinah, you want to do something? So now, get this. So Shekinah's there, and she's just freestyling a light language thing. And Morgan sends me a note, right, a text, and she says, you should see if Romeo Barron will go up there with her. So I was like, Shekinah, you okay if Romeo Barron comes up here? So Romeo goes up there. He's on one mic, she's on the other, and he's doing his style, and she's doing her angelic style. And it was pure creation, pure creative energy. You know, and then a lady came up, and she took a microphone. So 3 people were doing 3 different dialects of light language, 3 totally different, almost like genres, if you wanted to classify it like that. But that's the kind of thing that happens, and that's what Delia's talking about. We had people that just came up and shared, and then there'd be a collaboration, and, you know, it's all a freestyle, basically.
Well, that's basically what we're moving to, right? It is the creation in the spot. But this is interesting that you're also the third energy. And I was thinking about last year, and it kept around this time, Trinity. And the third energy at this moment, and more with joy, is also the inner child, and it's that third energy of the child. So it is us birthing ourselves and being that inner child and stepping forward and soul expression and take part within.
Clear.
And really, it's really coming alive.
You just got to tell it. You just got to say clear, okay? And then it clears.
Light language. Yeah, I'm actually, I would love to, I need to like just make a list of everybody I know that's coming already. There's quite a few, but I know like, of course, Ty's going to be there. Ryan Aguilar's going to be there. Christy Sparkman, Jen Reynolds, Eric Rankin. Hung's going to be there, which is going to be wild. I've met Hung twice, and she's the real thing, man. Ernestine's going to be there. Ernestine Day's going to be there. The soulful guitarist, right?
Y'all.
I'd have to get the other list up. I can't remember everybody right now. But a lot of, like Yaslenny, Angela Brinkerhoff is going to be there. These are a couple of the people that were with Soulogy. I mean, I'm going back to like 2014, 2015. I mean, there's a lot of old blood out there, and they still come in and pop in every now and then. But yeah, it's going to be a good mix. And I've been trying to, when I moved out and I put our stuff in storage, so that would have been 20 days ago. I went about 4 days in a hotel locally and just chilled because it was a huge energetic thing. My head's tingling. So this must be important. So I went over to Ozark, which is at the bottom of the mountain, 16 miles to the bottom of the mountain, where Mulberry Mountain is. And I stayed in this hotel room with, I think about 76 flies, 42 fleas, several spiders. And I got out of there after 2 or 3 days, in a few 50 or 60 bites. When I was there, I merged with the mountain twice, and they were wild. They were primordial. The first one, I went to the mountain, and I said, "May I, may I have your attention, or can you?" And so we had a little thing, and there was a lot of like nature beings and just really old school. I'm talking like inner earth core. I mean, it was like Sasquatch, elementals. I had animal experiences when I went up and actually made the deal and went for the first visit. But then the second time, it came to me. And there were some dragons that I'm familiar with. There was a 13th dragon that I've not seen that came up in the group session last night from some other lady, which didn't surprise me at all. But something still didn't feel right. So then I come back to the civilization, to Fort Smith, and got a room, and this is like 7 nights, and I know I got to leave, and I'm not sure where I'm going. But what I am picking up today, from last night and today, was in connecting with the mountain. I was shown how powerful it was. I was shown all these crystals, all this geometry, almost like somebody took geometric things they constructed and embedded them into the mountain. Different colors. I don't understand it. Other kind of light language looking things, I don't understand. But I get the impression that it's a really powerful place. And I thought that I would be living on the mountain from now until the thing started, and that could happen. But I wouldn't be surprised, based on what I'm picking up today and last night, that the time spent there is not meant to be very long. It's that powerful. And we had approached somebody who everybody knows, very respected. We've collaborated before, and they couldn't make it work with coming in person. But one of the things that she said to me, she said, "Oh, you're having it on the mountain. You guys are brave." With all the crystal energy there. But I'm getting the impression that I may not show up there till 10 days before the festival, that I'm not meant to be. I don't know, but I'm going to keep checking in with it and see what happens. Quartz everywhere, somebody said.
Yeah, this interesting thing.
Yeah.
Ozark also comes in a lot of Dolores Cannon work that she's done, and she's mentioned that the mountain itself is very powerful. And it's the reason why she was also guided to live over there. And the activity that goes on there in the mountain is very sacred. And somebody also mentioned that it's also connection to Cassiopeia to me recently. So the fact that there is connections with galactic family as well as inner earth, it is really a bigger merging where it is being on the land. And I've been connecting with some other people, and they've mentioned that they would really love to be on the land. They feel called to be on the land. So it is whatever we're doing in anchoring as well is going to be also inviting. It's always with the respects of the land, and it's also going to be in communing with the land. And whatever we get, it's going to be something personal, and everyone who attends or is a part of the energy or feels into the frequency are going to be able to bathe in that frequency as well.
This place is 650 acres. You can get that information on on the different. But let me show you this picture here. Hang on.
I just want to highlight, first of all, Julie Persian will be there. Also, what Hong said. So most likely there we will have a hurricane, earthquake with snakes erupting from portals, alien invasion, and maybe a dragon will swoop in and eat people. So why the hell not?
Well, she's not far from the truth. So you see this. You can see my cursor. So you see this is the stage right here. And then this orange line here, you see that? Okay, so that orange line, that's pretty much the area that we'll contain right there. But all this other area is available to us, 650 acres. Back over here is the campgrounds and the RV campgrounds. And then there's just trails everywhere. There's streams, there's a river. There's even waterfalls on the mountain. I know there's caves. I mean, it's an incredible place. I mean, this is the actual view. There's another one here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. I don't think I can see it. This will kind of give you an idea, though, of the. This will give you an idea of the layout. So this is how we're going to lay it out. It's going to look something like this: big tent in the middle, all the chairs in the lawn area. We're going to have some food trucks, and then, of course, the vendor tents, right? And then all around it, again, 650 acres of, just places that, are going to provide the potential for some pretty powerful experiences on a personal level. I really feel that.
Yeah, it's coming through. It'll be amazing.
Wow.
For sure. Oh
Just
my
the
gosh.
energy of it itself, just even as you're moving through it, it's going to be amazing. One thing that we kept saying last time I went, even though there's a reference to being there, the container that was felt, it was absolute love. So the people that are there preparing the frequency as well, it's, it's just really is all of us as we come together, and it's going to be the coherence. And one of the biggest the thing that I keep hearing today was harmonics. We're creating a harmonic within ourselves as we are entering that space where we're going to be sharing in frequency, and then that's going to be creating the new earth frequency, or the plasma love, or however those experiences are also going to unfold.
Right on.
Mhm.
You got
Yeah,
it.
like a template. Like a new template, essentially. We're assisting, like it's like for these gatherings, right? You've been talking so much about the two or more people gathering, right? These sorts of things. It's like, imagine hundreds of us gathering. Of course, you've articulated this multiple times, but then, I just feel like it's like this call right now. Typically the interview would be 2 people, 3 people, special kind of magic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
4 people, special kind. So it's just like, it's gonna be so lit, like to have us all there, like in unison in energy. And there's that third energy, whether you decide to consciously merge, or just like the energy, it is merging. It is like that anking, like she was sharing. It is that expression. The codes will be relayed. You'll be able to pick up on those beautiful codes. Like it's gonna, yeah, it's lit. Okay.
What are we calling in the dragons?
Whatever you want to do.
Oh, I do feel Robert, I can feel your dragon coming in.
Yeah. Okay. Higher aspects of flow. The dragon comes through when it knows. It opens up the doors. You see that there is magic inside your energy field, the parts of you that you just feel. You feel into, but then you see them open and they blossom, like they have so much inside of them. Little codes, little light codes written down on your road. Things that parts of you that do open, and you don't have to close the motion anymore. I guess I see different types of beings, like different parts of me. It's like you go into the field, you see all of the octahedrons, you see all of those little tiny pieces interlaced like a puzzle piece, little types that you put right there. And it's nice to feel tune into the tune of what's light, like you could see inside. Now, before it was a little bit more dragon, now it's more raw, but you can see that there is light inside of me. Energy indeed. Light up that screen. Yeah, you see. All right, someone else.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Why? 'Cause I am alive and I am a soul. I'm drunk on the soul of the Sufis, and I'm cleansed by the Amen Brother. Spirited by science, galaxies far and wide, demons and angels, gods and goddesses. This is a wild, beautiful ride, and it's marked by our measure, our desire to grow. Are you still standing on what anyone sees? Or the firm, fertile ground of the I am is me? Have you roused the cobwebs of your soul, stood to your dreams and your fears? It's gnosis. The unfollowed dreams, the secrets and lies, our greatest blessings all fear aside. And with each step you take, we find fear the great fake, and the chains of the world are no longer my mistake. Damn right, it feels good to be alive.
The inner gnosis in the frequency of connection, that is the power within us. No one can tell you what the truth is. You yourself call the truth within. It is in the essence of the essence. It is in the frequency of the soul that carries deep within. It is in the DNA coding. And through all that frequency, it is all embedded within. We are in the elements, in the connections of the crystals, and it's all within the body. It is in the essence that we connect. It is the emergence that we connect. It is in the ever flowering of the connection of the soul. And it's in the essence, in the frequency that is within us, that we merge alongside with spirit animals in the connection to the ancestors from the divine to ever dimensional frequency comes through, and it implodes within in the You are the light, you are the pillar, you are the frequency that shares, and in your inner gnosis you connect within yourself. It is all, it is everything. You have it within.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Such
Div-
flames.
Divine
Higher dimensional
feminine.
flame.
Divine feminine's rising, man. That was very obvious at the Soulogy Fest last year. That was it. It was like I watched them do it. It was crazy. And I've said this before, at the height of it all, when it was verbally expressed by one of them on the stage, 6 Black Hawk helicopters came from around the mountain and flew over in perfect formation right over the tent. They saw the light, you know? That's all there is to it. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Turn up the beat. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
just
got you.
love this so much.
Oh, you want this one? All right, let's try it. You want to try another one? You want this one?
Yeah.
You want that one? Which one is it?
Whatever you got, son.
We'll do it again.
That was such fire. Oh my gosh.
I know,
Oh.
man. She ripped it. She ripped it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Let's
the
keep
energy
with the
comes
same
in English, and then light language just kind of comes in. And we know that in tones and frequency, the harmonics and sonics, it is all in the flow of music and tones. And even in numbers and frequency, that is also reminding me of Morgan's frequency codes that are coming in. It is in the energy and the harmonics that really are speaking through, and it comes in the energy of the numbers, because we can understand numerology, but we can also feel into the energy of the connection of that.
Yeah. And the connections are there. Stuff that you share. It's all inside of you. It's all inside of her. It's opening up so we could see it in the air. Like, now it's here? Whoa. Didn't see it because of fear, or didn't see it because of something in the past, but now it's clear. Now it flows. Now it comes out. Now it's gas. The divine feminine can land in this moment, man.
Man.
And we are showing something grand, opening up our hands like, yo, you could land. Yeah. And that is what's beautiful. For everyone to come together and move the flow, the truth, you know, that inner gnosis, the doses of energies that are coming through, it is like this ocean of everything that you have been knowing is starting to float towards the surface. Resurface the furnace, the energy inside of you, the stuff that's been yearning, like you've been seeing Kundalini spiral up that chimney, and now it's churning into something that is heat. Cellular structures, indeed, changing in these frequencies, in the ways that we do speak, in the ways that we do breathe. We are releasing chi. We are seeing that this energy is so much more than me. It is 3. It is unified. Vibes. Apply. Get it. You got it, Todd.
Shadows receding, being bleeded, while the skins fall away, of old ways of being and old ways of seeing. But we're finding ourselves, we're awakening, the serpents are shedding, the dragons are rising. Through it all I see you and you see me, it's a sacred symphony, a holy chemistry. Triggers of mastery, threads of belief. We're doing it, we're being it. All we got to do is love each other, loving one another, discovering fears behind our frailties, lies behind our make-believes. Looking into your eyes, I find a world I believe in, where horizons are far beyond all our dreams, where her heart's always near, where I can see the world's majesty, where I can really see the love that's always been here. Through it all I see you and you see me. What do we have left between us? These silk soul sheets of a kind of peace, bringing high heat, transparent, indiscreet, passions ravished, never too complete, ever too complete. It's a new blueprint. We are the ink, the hidden links, the pen and paper, new mystique. What do we have from here, beloved? Is what we want to do from here, beloved. Kept meeting in the sea of shadows till all the dams broke free, the walls come tumbling down. Whoever thought oneness would come from the most dark, unconscious parts of us? Now we're powering up again. We done it before. We do it again. Cycle of creativity, creation's infancy, frequency. Sweetheart, this is our reality. So let's power up the imaginary, setting up sanctuary, building soul-gasmically, releasing the gravity, receiving magically, believing this is happening because it is.
Yeah. Happening and
Feeling in
unraveling.
the frequency of Anubis.
Go. Go.
Yeah. Get it.
Go.
The frequency of Anubis coming in the frequency, bringing in the essence. He is not death, he is creation. He is showing you all the frequency. He shows you all the sorry, it's just coming into light language, and I'm just gonna flow with the light language. And it comes in the frequency that is in the library that shows you the living life, and it is in choice that he brings you into the loving connection and compassion. It is in the essence of that bringing into our eyesight. It is truly seeing all the frequency of the divine, the playing out in the essence and in creation, and all the part within that you play in the role, as well as
Clear.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hang on. What?
Your third eye is just like massive, bro. It's like, bro.
Who's this? Mine?
Your eye. Yeah.
It's my yoni, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if you know how good that actually is.
Oh,
it's amazing. What's coming?
I know it's amazing what's coming. Somebody said this is a great preview, and it is. And again, you were saying it earlier, like about the people. It's the third energy as well. It's the third energy equally in what we're talking about here. You know. Let's do one more. 6 minutes. Let me check the sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop.
So overjoyed to see the tribe rise and come through with these timelines changing. People showing us their amazing improvements. They've been moving, doing work up on the grid and doing work up in their house inside of themselves, like home improvement, changing. And now it's cutting loose, and it's such magic. It's helping the groove with these energies that are rising, embodied in the form. You'll see it in their eyes, man. See it in the ways that she's been rising. The defined feminine can land, and she's inside this magic. It's beautiful, this passion, this energy that's everlasting. It's coming through. It's got so many facets, so many different parts of her. And now we get to feel the curves. I don't know. But I guess it's helping us with words, helping us to adjust and to understand that inner trust, what is inside and what is in us. It is a verse. It is the energy. It's the stuff we don't even have to search for. She's got it. She's landing in this spot and she's dropping wisdom. And I don't even need to go to college. This is universal knowledge. It's all this. Fire.
I think Delia's up.
Oh, the joy in creation. It is in this frequency. The joy in the inner child, that is energy that comes in. It is the merging of that frequency. It never fades. It is permanent. It is within nation. From the womb and the holy catactris are felt instance in the liquid dying bloom that comes in, these women, that is all fire in creation, is within us, and we play in.
Yeah.
Clear.
Black sheep. Black sheep, we thought we were the forgotten ones. Now we got homies dragon weaving with us. Time forgot the soul's bones build us. Every human's had enough. Universe says time's up. Time to grow up, showed up. Showing up doesn't have to be enough. Blowing up's what started us. Creation from the chaos. Sacredly, geometrically, it shows us. 'Cause it knows us. It is us. Numerology's in our makeup. Cosmology has its shakeups. It never breaks. We recreate us. Designating, regulating, orchestrating. Come bend some time and space with me, my lady. The presence never fading. You always drive me crazy. Every timeline and dimension, love is always my mission. Don't ask for permission. Reach past beliefs and superstitions. Receive the transmissions. Embodying the manifestations, the millions, heavens, creations. It's one rule, and it's one relation. You know, we're a new thing. It's a new thing. I'm a new thing. You're a new thing. We know something's happening. Every day's a journey now, all in itself, all in ourself. Sharing singularity, crazy regularity, unspellbound, we're done. Now we get to have some fun where two meets one. Soul to soul, skin to skin. Nothing to be outdone or undone. Same moon, same sun. Everyone, the mother's one. Oh, here we go.
Wow, your third eye is doing trippy things.
My third eye's doing trippy things. Finding our field, they call it ascension. Minding our field's organic retention. Making the new way, it's a new day, best seen in the goddess's play, where everyone's got to say. Where there's no more fucked up feng shui. Where time stands still, if you will, where rhymes wrap themselves in rainbows, where everyone sees you and sees no thing, 'cause it's all the same thing. We're a new thing, you're a new thing, and I'm a new thing.
Yeah. A new thing that is loosening up all of the density so that the truth can come through, and I don't have to repent, you see. It's just the truth. Give it its moment to land and give yourself the moment to move like 111 dude. I've seen the truth come through and help me to improve. I had to be the truth to see the truth though. And it seems that other people come through so truthfully up in my dreams reflecting me, and now this reality screen is starting to change into something amazing indeed because I did the work in me. And now I see energy like threes, many types of many types of beings in the scenes, like scenes in between, behind the scenes. They were doing things, but now I see who's pulling strings, and I'm like, yo, you're me. It's amazing.
That was awesome. I love the way you stopped on a dime, man. That was awesome. All right, man. Good times. 2 hours went by like that.
Amazing. That
Wow,
was so much
it's 2
fun.
hours.
Yeah. Let's let me do a shameless what do you call it? Promo.
Plug-in.
Plug. A shameless plug. Soulogy Fest. Live and online. Live stream and in person. SoulogyFest.com. Christy Grace just released this today. Thank you, Christy. We're going to be adding more to it. There's a welcome homepage. There's an experience page. Participate, frequently ask questions, and contact us. But in this page in particular, participate. We're looking for some vendors. We filled them up pretty quick last year. We've got 1 out of 10 slots taken. And it's $555. You get 2 admissions, which is ultimately an $888 value. The tickets right now, the first 100 are $333. Then they'll go to $444. But so you get 2 admissions. You get the tables you need, the tent, electrical, and there's some details there. Just contact me at this email. And then volunteers, what we're going to do is when we get 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road, we're going to post something on this page where volunteers can get up to half of their ticket reimbursed for a few hours of assistance. But we'll pull those people from the attendees, just as we will most of the presenters and performers. But there's also some headings here: sponsors, presenters, performers, artists, workshops, and other media. there'll be more information coming out on these, but I just wanted to point this out to everybody. Let me get back over here.
Also want to add in, if you were able to go to do the those we can revive that community page, and they can coordinate from there, those people going.
Yeah, I have. Okay, so this is another thing we're going to get into. So there's people that are talking about coming from around the country. You know, we're in a central area. And when I say that, we're, you know what, I don't know. I don't want to get into numbers here, but I mean, there's a lot of places that are within 10 hours, and certainly a lot of places within, you know, more like 6 hours. But what we're talking about is maybe when we have the Soulogy Fest community, either the one that we have on Facebook, and or we'll have one actually on the site itself, where people can hook up and we can figure out if we can do some type of collaboration on renting like a passenger van, or depending on how many people are involved. We got some people talking about coming from Oregon through, you know, like Washington State, Oregon, California. Maybe we put 6 people in a vehicle, and, you know, I mean, whatever. But, you know, this is the whole thing. We're not operating off of traditional previous templates. We're not operating, none of us are. Every one of us is changing constantly. Janie Hodges says she might come. All right. And the same goes for the festival. We're not operating off an old template. Nothing wrong with the old templates, but everything's changing. So we don't actually know how it's all going to go. We'll update as we go. This was very similar to what happened last year, but we had some people committed early on, but I don't think it's going to go that way this time. I really feel like we might have what might be classified or considered a keynote type speaker. But the real story and the real message and the real embodiment is that everyone there is a keynote speaker, and everyone there is an artist, and everyone there is a performer or a presenter or wants to lead a workshop or whatever you want to do. If you want to come up like so many people have, not just at Soulogy Fest last year, but at the Soulogy gatherings we've had through the years, and anyone will tell you, when we were down in Florida, I saw Eddie Hensley over here a while ago, and Robin, they were at one that we did just impromptu with Jeremy McDonald and some people down there. It was incredible. I said, hey, does anybody want to come up and have a go? And a lady came up and talked about how she'd been a prostitute and a crackhead for 10 years. And then she introduced us to her partner, who she'd been with for a couple of years. And this whole thing started, and he came up and talked and told his story, and then other women came up. It was very moving. But I really feel like that, whether it's on the main stage, whether it's in a breakout group, whatever it may be, whether it's a person who comes to the festival and meets with one other person and is able to connect with that person. So many people we saw in the flesh, you would walk around and people would just like stop and look at each other, and there'd be like a soul recognition. It was something that you really can't describe, and that's why on the live stream, we're going to have 3 to 5 cameras always going. We're going to have the ability to flip to those cameras so people watching the live stream can get a feel for the energy. So they can see these people having soul recognition, so they can see people that they know from the show or from social media who, our person will stop and talk to them and ask them questions and get to know them, because that's what it's all about. Soul Speaks 5D, as I tell anyone when we come on the show, before we start, a lot of them will say, what are we going to talk about? And I'll say, it's just a conversation. We're just having a conversation in front of a whole bunch of people. And that's really more of a frequency or a band of frequency, a description of a band of frequencies than it is in a expanding band of frequencies at that, than it is, describing what I just described. Janie Hodges says, I would like to come from Oregon and rent a big van or an RV and pick up some people on the way. We would share responsibility of costs, would be so much cheaper. That's a great idea. And Delia, you should talk to her, and we'll do. Yes. So,
Party.
I just want to point something else out too. you know, I spent a good 15 years, at least, well, really at all levels of 15 years in my old life, building businesses, building divisions, doing a lot of turnarounds and startups, you know, in you know, whether they be divisions or new companies or whatever. And so I've always had kind of a financial acumen. We're not out to make money. We put our proverbial balls on the table big time, like 10,000 times. Okay? If you get my drift. That's a hell of a commitment for a homeless hobo and his beloved who's on the other side of the world. But this is faith in action. So going on the hook for 10,000 reasons or 100,000 reasons or whatever it may be, whether those be dollars or concerns or obstacles, it doesn't matter. This is an act of faith. And that's why we extended 333 on the tickets, because for the first 100, because to be quite honest with you, that's, if we can sell those, if we can get 100 people to come, we'll probably be okay. So this is where the whole concept of giving back comes. If you can volunteer for 5 or 6 hours and we can fit you in, we'll give you half your ticket back. Or, you know, who knows? But we've got to step out of the box. We've got to try to assist. The experience itself was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. And I came home, and remember, Morgan had just left. So I kind of like funneled everything in there. You know, she held space for it. I came home, and I just imploded. When I got home, I probably had $165 in my pocket. But the experience itself was beyond priceless. So we're going to do everything we can to make the live stream as real and as down to earth and as awesome as possible. And if anyone that's been following Soulogy over the years knows that we're not, by the old terms, professional. You say it's about intuition, creativity, spontaneity, imagination, and courage. That is the I Am Soul. So if we had a lady, a beautiful sister from Maine come last year, around 70. She's been with Soulogy since like 2014. And she found somebody, a young man, to come with her, and a beautiful guy, and they drove like freaking 30 hours to come. And she never took the stage, but just being around someone like that, there was so much goddess energy, and I'm talking about everything that's landing, and it's been over a year now. Everything that Delia's representing, everything that so many women are representing that are stepping up, and even within the men, that part of them, that part of me that speaks different now, the part of Robert that's speaking different now, that's doing some of the things, you know, that he's doing. Yeah. I mean, so this is like, you can't really explain that. But my point is, it's not about the money. It's not about that. Because if it was, this thing would be a whole lot different. It's about bringing this thing together and having some faith. And I can tell you this, based on the early returns of my experience and of so many people here, I think would agree that in this new energy, when we jump into that unknown and we step in trust and in faith with others, and we don't build walls, and we don't have boundaries, and we don't have rules and regulations, we leave it open. That's why, you know, even with 4 admins in the Soulogy group today, we still don't pull many posts. It's always been, if there's some level of oneness to it, or heart, or whatever you want to say, then you let it go. And you have some faith. And I was told that to 11 years ago, and it's still working. And that's not just about a group. That's about a Facebook group. That's about the whole thing, you know? So this
Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I feel like we can initiate ourselves. Initiations, what is that? Initiate a process of yourself stepping into a higher version of yourself, a version of yourself that can flow, that can have abundance, that can flow unencumbered with this world. There are the choices to step into those, right? And it's like, you know, for a festival or something like this, like it'd be so easy to sit there and see $333, and maybe that seems like a lot to some people. That, to me, like, I don't, $333, like that's like what, a couple days of work maybe, and I'm not making that much money at the moment, you know what I mean? Like it's just, it's interesting when you put it in that perspective, but then you also realize that like you can initiate your an ignition, right? Turn on that switch, let yourself go, grow into your new version of whatever. It doesn't, you know, and it could be anything. It could be live streaming online, it could be talking, it could be so many things, right? It could be what Delia just did, which was freaking lit. But like going, I feel like for all of us is going to be a massive initiation.
Yeah,
I really do. But I feel like the initiation isn't necessarily like, oh, we're being initiated into blah, 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 mystery school, something. No, this is the new earth that we're initiating.
Yeah,
within
exactly.
ourselves.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, if it's the new blue divine print, that really isn't new. It really is just the organic self. And we are coming anew with new eyes, with new consciousness shifts. And it's in that consciousness co-creation and the code exchange. It is what we mentioned here. Well, like coming together and having a power up, and then going back and integrating and embodying it to really fully step into the space. Because I can honestly say, not in a long time have I ever thought I would do something like this. In also feel the spirit and connection in that, and there's absolutely no fear.
Yeah.
Just present itself and show up. And I've been even saying for a long time, I can really feel Soulogy coming in, can really feel the Soulogy Fest coming. And I had conversations with Robert before it was even announced, like, I feel it coming, it's gonna happen. I don't know the dates, but I can really feel it. And it's the energy that's speaking before converging, and even with that frequency, just like you connected with the mountain and those things that came up, it's energy connecting with before even coming, we're connecting to the consciousness of that, stepping into the frequency. And when we show up and being our authentic selves, and we're being called to do whatever we need to call to do to head our paths that way. And if it's an energy clearing or whatever those processes are, we're being asked to have full trust and faith. And people that I've spoken to that have intention of going are planning, they know that they're coming, but they don't know where they're staying, they don't know where they're driving, they don't know anything. It is in the full trust and faith that they went ahead and purchased a ticket, booked a flight, and they don't know what's going to happen. They're just going to land and be present. And that's what it is about. Really, that's what truly is what it is about. And it's the unfolding, just like connecting with somebody that apparently is also wanting to do a caravan, which is an amazing actually potential for anybody looking for a ride that way. The more people, the more the cost is less, as well as thinking consciously and creating. This is, we are putting it into the field, we're putting it in. This is what Franco has taught us: put it into the frequency and see what creates, and just wait for it to land back and have that space for a pause and move through away from fear to really anchor it in, stepping into what we want to create.
Right on. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I will say too, we're talking to 3 different hotels, and these hotels are 50. Well, I think it were 2. We're talking to 2, but there's a third tier of them. $50 $50 to $60 a night, 70-ish a night, and 100-ish a night. 2 beds, you know, double occupancy. So we're, you know, there's definitely within, you know, 25 miles of the mountain, plenty of places to stay. And if you have an RV, or you want to rent an RV when you get here and drive it up to the mountain and park it on a slab for $30 a night, you can't beat that. And then you can also camp out. You have to make the arrangements. It's all on the website. If you want to camp out, it's $8 a night, and RV slab is $29 a night. A lot more details coming out, and this was a good 2 hours. I enjoyed it. You guys got anything else?
I love you both.
Huh? Why is
Just
this
so
on?
much love. This has been incredible.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Delia was fire, man. I need to go pull that, edit that on the video editing software and pull that out and see what that looks like.
For sure. I would love to see more of that, Delia.
Yeah, Delia.
Yeah, I know that it's coming. I know that it's there, and in the full expression, as I felt yesterday's workshop, I've never done active in showing and being present and moving from the fear of not being seen to really stepping into my divine power to creating, because I do know that I move energy and I know that I can speak and flow, and it's just that emergence and coming out within the self. It's really even a beautiful gift for my own self. The allowance, that is, allow yourselves to be in that expression.
She's damn near doing it just talking.
Yep. Every time. Every time.
All right, man. Probably do this again tomorrow. And I should be settled in 3 days. And I feel like that we'll be doing a couple of Soul Speak 5D shows a day in addition to doing something different every day like this. And talking about the Soulogy Fest, because it's not just about a festival on top of a mountain in Arkansas. It's also about a live stream, but it's really about an energy. It's just another collaboration of an ensemble of multi-dimensional frequency, shadow-eating, powerful souls that form a vortex, whether you're live with them on a live stream, in person, on a replay. Anna Toothman will tell you. She was there last year. And that's a perfect example. There was 80 out of 100 people. I bet you there was 70 to 80 Anna Toothmans, Delia Flores's. The feminine energy that you don't see out there in front of everybody for all these years. Shannon McMillan Thompson was another one. We saw it there. And it was still a bit apprehensive about stepping up. But I have a feeling this year they're going to steal the show. And it's going to be not something well rehearsed and practice. It's going to be like what Delia just demonstrated. And it's not just going to be light language or conscious rap or rhyming or poetry. It might be a dance. It might be something else. It might be a channeling. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Peace out.